don't even know how good it feels to have this car back. And that looks like I'm gonna have to stay outside for a minute here. All right, welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you guys are having a great day. Before today's video even gets started, we need to do a test.
What did you put in here, Rick?
It's a heavy box,
eh? Expecting to lift up like a little
no way, dude.
Thing. This thing's like a tank.
It does weigh upwards of 1 million pounds.
This guy makes me get stuff out of his car. Oh, my lanky arms.
Anyway, so check this out. The lift that came with my house when I bought it has these like screw-in situation arms. They're kind of all right. Speaking of arms, I don't know if you guys can see, I got poison ivy again on my arm. I feel like I've had poison ivy all summer. It's somewhere in my yard. I keep finding it and then digging it up, and then I cut the grass and I get it again. I've never said anything about it. I've always just had like the calamine lotion all over my body, but today it's like super visible, so I got poison ivy, all right? Anyways, my lift has these screw-in arms, which they're actually pretty easy to adjust, whatever. They're cool. Some people probably like them. Problem is, they only go maybe 1/2 of an inch higher than the lift arm. And the way this Karma kit works, these side skirts actually hang way lower than the pinch weld. So what I do is I basically just lift it from the actual frame of the car, but there's just no way to get enough height. This hits the side skirt before this hits underneath the car. Thankfully, I left my entire old lift in storage, but I kept the box with the arms. I don't know why, but these are like the truck lift pieces that are meant for like my big 2-post. Actually, before we even take it out, you can literally see that if that ring is what's holding it in, then that means this thing being a little bit narrower than the whole threaded part is just gonna go right through.
Yeah, it won't work.
It's gonna go right through the chute.
So our assumption of these maybe working was wrong.
The Karma kit has officially rendered my BRZ unliftable on this lift. So somehow we've been building this BRZ forever, and it feels like it's just literally just never finishing. There's a couple more things that we want to get done on this car today, and I also found a couple things that I have been looking for this car just to clean it up a little bit. Also, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys saw that I actually broke the Supercharger yesterday. I'm gonna tell you guys this just real quick for anybody that has a Vortex Supercharger as a warning. They're great stuff, I love it, but just be careful. I was doing my first ever oil change on it, and it says right here to run the Supercharger for 20 minutes and then recheck the fluid level because air can get in the drain hole or whatever, which I did. I ran the car for 20 minutes and then I checked and I freaking snapped the dipstick off inside the Supercharger, dude. And you guys know we supercharged it, I drove it like 3-4 times.
You scared the shit out of me.
I scared the shit out of myself, dude.
Man, I thought I was not gonna have this boy cruising with me.
I know, I literally was like, bruh, again, I'm gonna be out for like 4 more months waiting for the stupid thing to come in the mail. These are brass, and when they get hot, they become like marshmallows. But when Vortex ships this thing out, this is a breather. This is like a vented piece, and this is the plug that they ship here because it comes pre-filled with oil, so they don't want oil coming out of the breather. So thankfully I kept that. I was able to put it where the dipstick goes. We can still drive the car and run everything, but I feel like it's bound to happen or have happened to somebody else.
Now that this dude finally got the kit on the car and it's on the road, yeah. I've been looking at it and I noticed, like all you say, it's got no front emblem. Okay, we gotta get that. That's next. But we also got no rear reverse light. Found it, and now we're gonna put that on the car today, as well as these Buddy Club arms that he has had literally since he moved home, and I look at them all the time and I'm like, why don't we just put them on the car? So today I told him we're gonna put them on the car. And then he's got some little splitter rods that he mentioned he wants to tighten up the front end. So we're gonna do that. It's gonna be basically a tie up the loose ends on the BRZ kind of day. And I'm just here to motivate my boy.
Starting with this reverse light, because dude, the booty is the best part of this entire car. And without the reverse light, it's got a booty hole, and nobody likes looking at booty holes. Yep, you good. Okay, we should double check that just to make sure it still works, because this is the Robbie and Chris life.
Yes or no? If I say no, what will you say back?
I'll say I'm gonna beat your ass, boy.
No, we good.
Okay, good. Damn, those things are so fresh.
Want me to open these too?
We'll get to those in a sec. Okay, these, I have had these for so long. You guys remember about a year ago, we were still in the warehouse, maybe even more than a year ago. I was doing rear load control arms. I told you guys I wanted to get adjustable front control arms. What ended up happening was there was like a mix up and I got these. These are Buddy Club P1 Racing lower control arms for the BRZ. These things are extremely lightweight. They're a good product, but I was looking for adjustable ones at the time. So I just put these on a shelf and then I ended up just kind of like, the camber it was already at was like enough for me. I didn't want more. So I just decided we'll run it for now like this, and then hopefully in the future I'm gonna get some new wheels that I can kind of a little bit less camber them. Chris has been in my ear telling me to install them because they're literally just sitting around. And what these do is these actually fix a problem that I now have, where when you drive around a lowered car too much, this ball joint is always like maxed out. That's a stiff boy, eh?
She's stiff. I already tried cranking.
It didn't work. I don't know how well I can explain to you guys the purpose of these, so I say we get right into it and then we'll show them once we get the other ones off.
Yeah, I think so.
She's out. All right, so check this thing out. This is the stock front lower control arm from the BRZ. You can see this is actually like almost a mirror image of the stock lower control arm. There's just really one difference for this. So this one, like I said, this isn't adjustable, but that's okay because we kind of agreed that, oh, the wheels are off the car. We kind of agreed that like the camber that we had the front set to is like where I want it. I don't really want more just to match the rear. I'd rather take some out of the rear. These things come with the racing ball joints, so they're a little bit stiffer. It'll literally just be like putting a new ball joint in. Everybody knows new ball joints are super yummy to drive with. But where you'll really see the difference is if I hold this, at least they can see, that's like super clear. So this is an extended ball joint. Essentially this thing, when you lower your car, like the geometry of all this ends up just clapped out like this. Like the whole time I'm driving, this thing is just extremely clapped. Whereas this one is, like I just showed you guys, this one's extended and it has a little bit of an extra like pillow, I guess, would be the way to describe it, to move. So
it's gonna be real nice having some nice fresh white arms in there.
I know, dude, they're gonna look so fire. Look at them.
Buddy Club ones come with an extra added bracket for more and moral support.
This actually works out mint. I can get through this little door because yesterday when I was changing the oil, you guys know Subarus, when you spill oil, you spill it everywhere because it's literally on like the side of the valve cover. So if you miss just a little bit, it literally goes all down the side of your engine, all underneath your engine tray. It makes a complete mess when you mess with your oil. So the inside of this thing's got just oil caked on it. The underside of this is just, I don't know how well you guys can tell on camera, but it's just like super covered in oil. And in here, dude, is just caked. So I'm gonna take advantage of this very nice opportunity. And we gonna clean the cake. Okay, so these boys are bolted up. Dude, they look so cool, just in bright white. Super easy to do. Another box out of the garage for Chris to stop crying about, and also like an actual upgrade for the BRZ. So that's cool. And while we're in the air, we may as well slap on all our splitter rods and do it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do here is basically, with this bumper, it bolts up here to the stock fender, and then there's a bolt here from the over fender, and then it bolts up obviously underneath the hood, but there's nothing really holding this bottom piece on. Normally cars have like a tray or something. Just give it a little shaky. Yeah, it does one of those, because there's not really a lot like holding it in the bottom.
Well, and to be fair, like most factory cars, they always come with like the plastic under tray.
Yeah, that's literally what I was just telling them.
Oh, yeah.
So
I was too busy looking at this.
It connects to there to give it the extra. This doesn't have that. I bought the same splitter rods that I bought before when I did the DIY splitter on the BRZ, actually, when we built that one out of plastic. Super simple carbon fiber splitter rods. I don't entirely remember how big they open and close to, but they open and close thread-wise. So you already got one going over here?
I'm just looking at options here.
Okay, my thought was we basically bolt one end in and the other end in, and then we use it and we kind of like tighten them so it pulls the bumper tight. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like with a splitter, usually you put it on and then you push it a little bit.
Yeah.
So this one will put it on and we'll pull it a little bit. Yo, does the carbon match my carbon? Is it like authentic or what?
I'm gonna say no. That's what I was looking at. I was like comparing like fake carbon to like real carbon. It's like not bad.
Oh, it's like, it's got some weird...
You can tell it's not. I'm thinking we're gonna do something like this. We can come off like this factory hole, and then we can come across to like here.
Down in the bumper. Dude,
Right?
I think that's actually mint.
And then maybe something like here to like here or something.
Okay, so my thought is like this thing's in here right now. It's still obviously a little loose and oh, there goes the phone. A little loose and wiggly, but if I tighten this, you'll be able to see the bumper like pull in. Like see that? You can see that, right?
Yeah.
So I think we do like 2 turns like that, get it to the point where like right now, it's already a million times stiffer just from that. And then we'll crank this down and move on.
Yeah.
Wiggle test before the splitter rods. A little wiggle test after the splitter rods. Dude. Bruh.
Night and day.
That's actually insane. Go shake it now.
No, yeah.
Did you already shake it? Oh, you probably cheated, you scammer.
It's literally night and day.
Like that feels like this.
Yeah. I feel like you're gonna take out raccoons and stuff. It's like
Raccoons are gonna go straight through this giant UFO in the front. But I've always been so worried boosting, like just like when I'm ripping it about the car, like the bumper shaking. Well, every time I let off, you inside the car go like this. So I'm worried that the bumper is like doing the same thing and one day it's gonna crack.
Yeah, it would be. Well, the wind too, like stressing it.
Yeah.
Right? And then you come to a stop and there's no wind on the bumper now. So
yeah,
it will flex.
But no, dude, this is perfect. So we tighten everything up in what we think is, you know, the right spots. We might actually do something to pull it up a little bit. It looks like we gapped it down, not gonna lie. And honestly, dude, you can see 2 of them and I think they look sick. I think all that leaves us to do for today is just a quick little stress test on the bumper. And I guess a stress test on how well you bolted those arms in. Here we are, thinking that this was gonna be a direct bolt on and then no alignment, but what we didn't account for was the ball joint is longer, so the knuckle sits higher on the ball joint, which means it's sitting more in than if it was all the way at the bottom of the ball joint, it would sit farther out. Anyways, BRZ's just here to say ka-chow, double ka-chow. We are gonna need to fix this quickly before we take the car out of the garage. Here's what I can tell you. You absolutely do not want these arms. Unless you take your car to a track and you want 0 degrees of camber and that's what you're going for, you don't want these. You can't blame us for like installing car parts every day and not doing like a full background check on everything we do. We thought we had an understanding of what these were. Obviously, we didn't have a perfect understanding.
Here's the thing though, with them, with this setup we got going on here. The problem is the bags don't work with the arms. These arms aren't designed for anything other than your typical spring application. We tried to make the best out of a situation where we had wrong parts sent to us, and we tried to make the best of it like a year later, and I should have just stuck with my gut in the first place and just never installed these because they ended up wasting our time. Because basically what this did, it doesn't matter how much camber, how much adjustment we make, the bags are still gonna touch.
Yeah, so the problem that we're having is, you guys know, or maybe you don't, but when you bag a BRZ, you have to have it spaced off the strut tower just a little bit to get it to fit. And these are actually giving us camber, like positive camber. So to get negative camber back in the system is almost impossible because you can't get the bag close enough to the thing to make up for the...
Yeah, without it rub-a-dubbing.
Yeah, like right now this is at what, 0? And my bag's rubbing real hard. And you
yeah, like and they have the lower camber bolt fully cranked like to positive camber, and then we've adjusted the upper camber plate out from the wall and it's still touching.
I genuinely thought we'll just clean up a box out of the garage, we'll put them in.
Bolt it in and call it a day.
Yeah. All right, dude, hopefully that turned out decent. It is so buggy in here, and like, I didn't realize how like shady it was. It kind of took a lot of the color out. We came in here just for fun to get some cool photos. Drive over here, nothing on the bumper, had any issues. This thing's still super solid, and you guys can see on the ground, it's actually almost impossible to see those splitter rods. You gotta like really, oh, of course it focuses on the mesh. You gotta like really hunt for them to see them, but they do an amazing job. That thing is rock solid. I wanted to get a cool edit because me and Chris literally have the same stance. Like, look at this. Look at this, boys. Stancy pants. And look at this, boys. Stancy pants. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. I want to take the car out and get some cool shots and stuff, and basically just celebrate the little things that we did today. We got the splitter arms in. They're holding the bumper rock solid. We got the reverse light in. We got a couple like stupid little things on, but we actually put the stock arms back. So earlier, we had a problem and I basically ended the video. Dude, there's so many bugs in here. I tried to end the video this morning, but I stayed committed. I came through all of this. We put it all back, and now I'm back to end the video on a happier note. This morning I was a little sad. Extended ball joints. We basically weren't fully aware of how they worked. So we had thought that they were one thing. We were kind of told they were something else, and they really ended up being just extended ball joints, which neither of us actually knew when we first opened the box. So some things are gonna get looked over, some things aren't gonna get researched into as much as they should. But what ended up happening was those arms wouldn't give us any negative camber at all.
Yeah. And no matter what we did, no matter how we angled the camber or whatever, there was no way of making clearance where we could run the bags with that arm.
Yeah.
So we had to resort to putting the factory ones back in.
Everything doesn't always have to be perfect. Sometimes you can do something like that, you install a part, doesn't do what you wanted to, take it back off and get rid of it. So I was a little bit butthurt earlier because I felt like it was kind of a waste of our day, but at the end of the day, now we know exactly what an extended ball joint does. Never accidentally mess with them again.
Yeah.
You guys know I got this car going super late this season, and I just absolutely want to drive it for the rest of the summer. So it's back. We are good. We have plenty of other things to do that aren't stupid ball joints that we just want to get rid of, so we're putting them on. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys. We will no longer be trying to do stupid things just to get rid of them. If we don't want the parts, we're not putting them on. If we get screwed, we give them back, if it's, unless it's EK manifold, in which case it looks like we're gonna have to make it work. We're gonna work with what we got, but we won't be doing stupid shit like this just to get you guys content anymore because it was annoying. That's all I got for you guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and stay committed.